Hey guys, just want to do a quick brief update for my SMMA. Started this about in September. Before that, I was doing videography mainly, a lot of one offs, not a lot of retainers, and then I switched my model completely. Now I'm more focused on ads and giving my clients a direct ROI, something that they can track, something tangible. So, my first month, I did about 8.5K. I remember this was in October. Oh my God, I felt like the man. I remember I went into the bank and I was like, because I started my LLC that day because I broke off with a partnership. So I had to start an LLC. And I went into the bank and I was like, they're asking me how much I made. I was like, 8.5K. I just started. They're like, their mouth started watering. And I felt like, man. Since then, having to deal with, setting everything up and like actually fulfilling on the clients, I am not feeling as egotistical for sure. I'm mainly focused on fulfillment now. This shit does not mean anything if I cannot keep it. But I am documenting my journey. So in the future, no one can call me a fraud, and they can look back and say, "Oh, he actually did it himself." But yeah, so over the past, what is that? October, November, January, 3 months, I've made about 50K. I have no employees. I have an editor. Well, I'm working on hiring now, so my margins are going to be thinner. But this is with 100%, essentially 100% profit margin. I did have to spend some money on equipment, but a lot of like one-time purchases, and I have about 800 a month in like subscriptions and stuff. I also some of my clients are far too, so I have to travel there. But I take my girl and I make it into a little vacation, so I wouldn't necessarily call that an expense, but I'm gonna try not to travel as much. I'm getting like a randomly getting a fear of flying, so I'm gonna try to do that as little as possible. Um, but yeah, so 50K. You can see here, I've had some good days. I had a $7,000 day here, and I had a $7,000 day here. I'm going to show you this past month. I wish I could see month to month, but let me go like to January so you can just see this month how I've done. Not bad, right? And this, honestly, is a low number. Like some of my clients that I'm working with in January, I got them to do a deposit in December. So this is actually like 25K I made this month. Just because the deposits were in December, so it's not showing up for January. But so next month it's going to be a lot higher. Plus I onboarded a few new clients, and yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about this. I think the biggest lesson that I've learned so far is to if you don't, I guess what I've done to kind of get to this point is agreeing to things before I know how to do it, and then just hiring somebody. Like I have a mentor right now, a coach that gives me one-on-ones that like has basically, helped me fulfill with my clients for sure. And they've been getting good results. I have one HVAC guy, I have a couple wholesalers, I have some kitchen remodelers, but I'm really trying to niche down to just cabinetry and wholesaling because actually the HVAC guy is doing well. It's just boring and it's really financially driven. For example, you got to think about like it's the only reason someone would really buy, you can make someone really want an HVAC is with a financial incentive. Whereas with remodelers, coming from a videographer background, like you can get more creative and you can make somebody want the product, want a kitchen model with a high quality video. So that's really my specialty. Coming up with offers and stuff is great, and I've done a lot of trial and error with my HVAC guy, but it's just not what I want to do. I'm gonna talk about probably like the most painful thing that's happened to me so far, which is my HVAC guy. He's paying me a good amount because I have to go and travel to him, and I'm giving him a good amount of videos. But the first month, I actually had a mentor tell me like I wanted to do install ads, And he was like, oh, well, people don't really go on Instagram and they're like, hey, I want to install. It's like too expensive and whatnot. So I was like, okay, what do you suggest? And he suggested that I do, what's it called? Maintenance plan offers, like offers for a maintenance plan with the ad creative structured around duct cleaning. So they're duct cleaning ads, and they're like, hey, if you sign up for a maintenance plan, you get $100 off your first duct cleaning. That shit flopped. It flopped. And the reason that, oh shit, my text messages. The reason that it didn't work was because their duct cleanings were too expensive and the offer was too low ticket. Since then, since then, I've had um since then I've had a lot of installation ads. So the first month we did duct cleaning ads, zero sales. The dude is paying me 5K a month. He texted me and he's like, bro, I don't know if Facebook ads work for us. He's like, we're getting a lot better luck on Nextdoor, Yelp, and this and that. And he was not wrong. He was. And I was like, bro, listen, this, and I was talking like completely out of my ass. I was like, listen, this game of Facebook is all about trial and error. We haven't even run any other offers yet. I'm coming down next week. We're going to do installation ads, right? We're going to try different offers and something's going to stick. And I said, you just have to trust me. Like I said at the beginning when I onboarded you, the first month is usually just a testing period, which is true, right? But I also fucked up. So it was my fault. But since then, I've started running the installation ads. I went out and filmed them. Very authentic. He had an employee that was very good on camera, and we've gotten 10 leads from those ads in 1 week, and I think 5 or 6 of them booked appointments, and he also closed one. He closed the very first one, and he texted me and he was like super excited. He was like, how do I pay for the next month? And because I was nervous to send him another invoice, because like I'm not the type to if I don't deserve the money, I'm not gonna ask for it. Genuinely. Like I think where a lot of people fuck up is they charge somebody a shit ton of money to do something that they've never done before. And I'm in a couple communities, and this is what all the mentors say, is to like charge a shit ton of money. And a lot of these people that are charging a shit ton of money aren't skilled enough to actually fulfill, and they're also learning. So it's like in general in life, you usually pay to learn things. Like you go to college, you pay to learn, right? The school system is pay to learn. It's like, why are you expecting to get paid to learn and you're burning someone else's money? Like I got my first client by doing something for free. And luckily that turned into me getting a bunch of clients because it went so well. But I was in the middle of making an ad where I was going to actually pay out of pocket of my own money $1,000 to, you know, um, to give someone for free. So it wasn't just free, but they didn't even have to spend any money on ad spend because I was so eager to learn. It's just getting that first client. So if you're like trying to get your first client, I think that this is really important lesson learned. So I would take this advice personally, which is do the shit for free or literally pay somebody to get a testimonial. And if you get good results, that shit is worth well above what you would normally get. Like let's say you charge someone 3,500 too. You also now set at crazy expectations that you don't need. You don't need that pressure as a beginner. Like I don't like putting unnecessary pressure on myself that often. Obviously I do a lot. I throw myself in the fire, but yeah, so do shit for free. Get testimonials are valuable. I look at testimonials as having like 10,000 like a one good testimonial could be worth 100K. So why are you fucking charging someone to do some shit like that when you have no testimonials? So, I guess my goal from here on out is getting a lot more remodelers as clients. I just partnered up with someone to help me on that. And I've got a couple in the pipeline for next month. I think that I got through the brute of the cold season fairly well. Like starting in December, because I'm from Connecticut. It gets cold here. Business slows down hard, and the holidays were around, and I survived that. I'm in just based off of like my videographer career and just what everyone says in general is like the spring is the most booming time for business. So I'm hoping to double. I'm at like 23 to 25K, hoping to double that in the spring. And I think it's definitely possible. And I'm just going to do that by focusing on fulfillment and systemizing stuff. I kind of burned out a couple of days ago, and I was burned out because I wasn't focused on the business and I was just all in on fulfillment. And then I watched the Alex Hermosi video about how he blocks up his time. And he's like dedicating, everyone's seen it. You dedicate 4 hours to fulfillment, and then you dedicate 4 hours to building systems and building the business. And that was something I haven't been doing. Like, for example, my onboarding process is fucked right now. I just like get on the call, and I guess I might have gotten a little bit cocky because my close rate is so high, and I now am making more money now. But my onboarding process is different every time. Not only that, but like everything that I do in the business is different every time. So I'm gonna start spending my time systemizing the stuff, right? I'm gonna hire a VA and hopefully get more of this stuff easier, like, to do, and getting more hands on it. But yeah, I'm gonna come back with another update hopefully soon, and thank you for watching.